Welcome back, everybody. It is another episode of the Baptism of Blood. We will come up for a better name for the episodes themselves later. Going to do a lot of brainstorming. But I do apologize for the last week. Some people had to cancel. Real life does take priority.
Yes.
Some things I would like to mention, I can't remember if I did last week or not. All the images that people are using, excluding the map that we see now, and one of lady's token, I don't know about her icon, those are the only two images that are owned by the people in this video. Everything else is owned by the respective owners elsewhere. We have no claim to them. Disclaimer out of the way. Let's get back into it. What do you guys remember? Let's see how good your memory is from a week ago.
2 weeks ago.
Shut
How's
up.
that for memory?
There we go. Pinged ya. Well, somebody left already. There we go.
Let's see. We're on a road, caravan heading west on a job. Just fought a mutated undead cow.
Horse.
It was a horse.
Horse cow. Yeah, it was a cow in disguise. And it was being controlled by some dude that ran off into the woods. Or into the brush, or wherever it was.
Yes. Very good. You guys had met up Atlantis to do your... Friggin' coming out of nowhere. God damn it. Oh yeah, you guys had met up Atlantis to start up your job. Everybody has different reasons for doing it. No one's ever explained it, but it's not that nobody forgot to explain why they're doing it. It's just not everybody wants to talk about it. But for now, who's scratchy?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but for now, you guys are going to do your due, and you have set up camp for the night, just right where little old Scree is here. And somebody decided on his watch to draw on somebody else's face with a little bit of charcoal. So let's take it up from here.
Yeah, that's right. I do recall that was said.
Yes.
Wake up and scrounge around in the pack for something to eat. Sit patiently waiting for caravan dude guy to either make ready for dinner, or not dinner, breakfast, or head out. But aside from that, nothing special.
Okay. The cat-like folk that you were riding with before is getting up and starting another smaller fire so we can start cooking some meats for everybody. For everybody in his caravan. He doesn't know yet if you guys have food or not, but not everybody else is quite awake yet. Who was doing last watch? Because they'd also be awake.
I don't remember what the watches were.
You guys never really said one. I figured somebody would jump in and be like, "Oh, I'll do it right away," but
I'll do last watch.
okay. So you're already awake. You're stop that. I really need to change the setting on that. So you see, the two of them that are awake, the small fire getting started. Give me a perception check. Not a very high DC. Let's just see if you're gonna. You don't really notice or even care enough to see that there is drawing on Minimus's face. And what are you doing?
I'm just trying to keep an eye out, but I get distracted by a leaf or something.
Well, it's morning now. The sun is rising. Are you gonna wake up the rest of the party so everybody can eat, get on the way, or just distracted by a leaf?
If it's morning, then yeah, I'm waking the party up to get ready to go. I just thought I was doing my watch. That's what I was saying.
No. You're distracted by a leaf. You don't notice anything, and you don't care enough to see that there's charcoal on somebody's face. Looks like you have a little trickster in your party, though.
I wouldn't notice it.
No, you wouldn't.
I might end up wiping it off just from random this and that.
Yeah, you might rub your face and be like, "Wait, what the fuck?" So you wake up the party. You wake up Pitch Black and Alara. What are you guys doing? Getting ready, having a quick meal, or are you just making sure the carriages are good to go before you guys head out?
I'm gonna have something to eat.
Yeah, waiting for him to finish cooking stuff up and grab a bite to eat. Patiently waiting for things to get rolling.
All right. So it doesn't
Not
take
a lot of talking.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for everybody to get everybody in the caravan to wake up and get ready to head out. The meat's been cooked. They're not really worried about any predators coming this early in the morning. At least not yet. So they're not really reserved about cooking any meats on an open fire. Everybody eats up. They get the caravans hooked back up, the horses hooked up and fed, and you guys start rolling again. So, are you guys going to do the same order, everybody except for Minimus on horses, Minimus riding in the carriage?
Sounds good to me. I mean, Minimus does take some time during that morning or whatever to brush down his pony, make sure his gear is all square and set, all packed away on said pony. But we'll be riding in the cart.
All right.
Chatting away again, as usual.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything special besides, taking care of their horses, or just gonna ride along in silence? Like stoic heroes, waiting for that fateful encounter.
He's not silent at all. He's quite loud and, not loud per se, but quite vocal. But the conversation is completely random and just casual banter with whoever happens to be in the immediate area.
And anybody else doing anything special? Just gonna ride along.
Pitch is trying to keep far away from Minimus, but he's constantly stealing glances at Minimus and poorly trying to hide his gear.
I don't really enjoy Pitch. He's like a child Azeroth. Alright, if no one's gonna do anything special, I guess we'll just kind of continue on. The son of a... There we go. Great, I forgot I have to map it out first to find out where we're going. Because it doesn't like not doing snapping when you're just trying to drag it. So, right about there. Midway. I want them to fix that. They never will. Alright, so you guys get about here. It's starting to open up into less of a forest area and more of, it's just more plains. You can kind of see in the distance the glimmer of, actually, a rather, of a lake. It's not overly big, several kilometers long, 2 kilometers wide, and it's far enough in the distance that it almost looks like a little pond, but you can tell pretty big. Go ahead and give me your perception checks.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, all right. Just check my notes.
Well, whatever it is, I see it.
At least one of you does, and hang on a second. Let me just. No. Back to that. Right now, you don't really notice anything too much. So far, it seems pretty calm. Just need to get. Where are you? No. Don't want anything like that. Oh. Ooh. Hey. Alright. So, while you don't really notice anything out of the corner of your eye, you notice something kind of large scuttering towards you guys. It hasn't quite noticed you yet, but you can tell it's definitely not something you really want to deal with if you have a fear of spiders.
I look over at the others and go, "What the hell is that?"
One of them that you talk to looks at you and is like, it's a giant spider there. It's, nothing really special about it. Just, they're a little scary now. I hate
Venomous
spiders.
crab.
Should we, I don't know, kill it
Well,
before it kills something?
well, they're poisonous, but if it doesn't notice us, it shouldn't attack us now. I don't think it notices us yet, so you might be able to kill it off real quick from a distance.
Why does the cat folk sound like a hillbilly?
Because it's not the cat folk that you're talking to.
It sounds like a hillbilly.
I know it sounds like a hillbilly, but it's not the cat folk.
It's the hillbilly that's in the next cart down.
Yeah. Hey, it is exactly what I need. No. Give me a goddamn picture.
From a distance, huh? He starts pawing through his gear. You know what? I don't have distance. Well, I guess I'm sitting this one out. He just sits back, crosses his legs.
When it gets close enough, you can kill it. How far away is it from us?
If it would actually let me get a token for the damn thing.
Pitch moves towards Minimus and hands over 2 javelins.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly throw javelins at it because we know it might be you might lose them. Besides, I can throw my axes if it gets close enough. But thank you.
I don't know who put this here.
Javelins.
Do you want me to try and talk to it?
It's a spider. Just like if it attacks, we kill it. If it doesn't attack, we leave it be.
Yeah.
And lose the surprise round.
It's about, I'd say, 150 feet away, getting closer at a... Oh... It's running. It's definitely running.
Fine. Put some arrows into it. That'll get its attention.
Okay, so you guys are going to attack?
Or you guys could let me try and make friends with it and then not go into battle with it.
Okay, let's try that. That's what you
He's
guys
going
want to
to,
do.
while they're all debating on what they're going to do about it, he's going to double check his armor to make sure it's firmly attached. Draw his sword, check to make sure that is, kink free and all that. Put that. He's checking his weapons and whatnot. Wait.
I have to let it get within 30 feet of me first.
I'm
It's within 30
gonna
feet. I'm jumping on it.
I would
I'm
like
gonna
to see
take
you
my
jump 30 feet.
bow and take my bow off my back and string an arrow. I'm gonna look over at her and say, "Do what you feel like you must."
Okay, so I'm gonna wait for it to get in 30 feet and then cast Animal Friendship.
Okay.
Or you can go towards it, and we could like shoot at it if it tries to kill you.
Fair enough, fine. I'm gonna ride towards it, and once I get within 30 feet, cast Animal Friendship.
Okay, go ahead and post the spell.
I'm right behind you just in case.
It's in range for me, so I don't really have to move.
Yeah, right now, once she started riding close, it got within 45 feet there. Spell lets you convince a beast that you mean no harm. What is its intelligence? Alright. Wisdom saving throw. What is your DC for that spell?
13.
So I have to beat a 13 on a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, you cast the spell. You do the thing that you must do, the voodoo that you do. But the spider looks up at you, confused, a little angry, because it thinks you tried to attack it. I guess roll for Inish.
Should have taken the surprise round. Holy shit.
Wait, it didn't say it cast any kind of visual cue.
You had to speak and you had to do some somatic. So it thinks you tried to attack it as you got close to it.
It's a spider.
It
They're
doesn't
dumb
yeah,
and hungry.
It doesn't know what you are. It's just like you spoke, it felt something, you did some hand gestures, now it's angry.
Yeah, we need a battlefield.
Yeah, calm down a second. Oops. That's not the right thing to drag. There we go. I gotta pull that spider back up. Zoom the fook back out. Let's see. I'm just using the same map before because I've not exactly had a whole lot of time. It's been stupidly busy at work.
That happens.
Let's see.
Oh look, finally a good roll. Maybe this week's looking around.
Right?
I'm just trying to see what it's. I hate when they don't post it, but I guess it doesn't have anything extra, so it's Inish is a +3. Okay, so no surprise round. Minimus, you are first in the initiative.
How far away are they now? They moved off to engage it.
They moved, well, two of them moved off to go for it. It is from you about 55 feet.
Okay. He hops off the wagon.
Alright, that's 5 feet. Yeah, 5 feet.
Boom, 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 and moves up.
Okay. That would mean Alara would be next if you have no other action.
He does also use his action to draw a free action to draw an axe. Bonus, not bonus. Regular action to draw his offhanded weapon.
Alrighty. Then Ilara.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna. She already has her bow out, so she's gonna pull the string back and let loose. And she's gonna fail horribly.
Yes, you do. Not horribly, but you pull back, you fire you let loose the arrow, and it just happens to move out of the way just in time as the arrow lands pretty close to its feet. And yeah, it's still not looking very happy.
And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Alright, I'm just looking for... No, not that. There we go. And there we go. There. Ana's health is now visible. That means Pitch, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna start running up to it,
You gonna run up to it? Alright, woo.
and then swing my maul at.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh, that's a hit. And as you swing your maul at it, you bring it down right in the middle of its thorax, and it makes a clean hit. You bring it down, its legs cannot support the impact of your attack, spreading it out, and as its thorax connects with the ground, a bit of guts fly everywhere, and it's not even twitching, it's just there. It's now completely dead.
He just kind of chuckles, starts scanning the forest. He says, "Spiders. There may be more, so keep your eyes peeled."
Give me perception checks.
He's also going to head back to the cart.
Ane is actually the only one who notices it, but right up here, there is another spider. And it is unsure of what to do. Kind of saw how its companion got completely destroyed in a single hit. You can almost notice it trying to move down, but it's hesitating. It's not highly intelligent, but it knows fear. And as it is its turn, it is going to move out and away. It is scared shitless. And it is now out of view. It is up the hill and away. You guys completed that without any issues? I kind of expected combat. I just chose something at random.
Be completely honest with you, never liked fighting spiders.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, I was talking to the the pilot.
Yeah, the cat folk looks at you. It's like, I have a pet spider. I have a pet spider myself. It's lots smaller than that. It likes
Nope.
crickets.
Did it get you at all, Pitch?
No, I'm fine. Pitch says he's like wiping off his robes. They're probably covered in spider.
Oh yeah, they're covered all right. It exploded.
When I was doing gladiator work, I've fought a couple of spiders, kind of like that. Yeah, I don't like them. They move too quick. poison can be a pain in the butt.
Right. Well, everybody gets situated back. There's not really much around anymore. And as you guys start riding, the small little village comes into view. And you guys come up to it.
Is that the place?
Yeah, you guys are at the place now. It's pretty small. Let me just check this thing out. Let me see the view of it. Oh, this is actually the one you use. Yeah, you guys come up to the town. There's actually quite a few houses compact together. And if I can just pull up that carriage.
Oh, hey. I've been here before.
Oh, well, it's quite a common place for people to stop through.
Yeah, no, I recognize that shrubbery right there. I remember that shrubbery.
You guys are pretty much taking up the whole road, so... It's compact together, it's not very big. As you guys come up to the first few buildings, some of the townsfolk, 2 guards, come out to greet you. They've been expecting this. There's some supplies here they've been needing quite a bit. A little bit of medical supplies, some food, and some oil for the hanging lamps that you see on the side of the streets. Obviously, they don't have the same kind of lamps that the bigger cities have. They still rely on oil, so you can tell that they're not as advanced as Atlantis is. The carts start moving. They kind of pull up in front of the bigger building right up here. I'm gonna...
Damn cart just took off without me. Left me right behind.
It pulls up, like, the 3 carts pull up right around here to start unloading off on some of the, in the inn here, and then to the building to the right, it's a storehouse for some of the stuff where they'll sort everything out later. For now, they just want to get everything off and pay the caravanners. But you guys are free for the next few hours into the night and into the morning. The sun's still up, but you can tell it's getting late. It's perfect time to either explore the town a bit or just go find yourselves a room.
If it's
How are
getting
you going
late,
to explore?
It's not getting late. Like, the sun's still up. You can tell, like, it's not turning, like, the sky's not changing colors or anything yet. The sun's getting lower, but you can tell that it's going to be getting late pretty quick. So, Ane's exploring. Where are you gonna
excuse
go?
me, good sir.
Yes.
Could you point us, or me at least, in the direction of the market, please?
Well, there's not much in the way of a market over here. There's a few stalls just up the street.
Fresh produce, that sort of thing, maybe?
Well, there's a building over there that has it's what we call our general store. It's got an orange roof, kind of shaped like an upside down U.
Okay. Do they have tobacco? Do you know?
Let me just roll on chance for that. No. No, tobacco is actually a bit of a luxury down this way, and we didn't order it on the last caravan that you guys brought down. Unfortunately, it's not much of a need over here.
What are you talking about? It's tobacco. Everybody has a need for tobacco. Ah, damn my luck.
I do apologize, sir. It's just, it'll stunt your growth.
No,
That's
no,
why we
no.
don't do it.
I know. I get it.
I was waiting for your reaction to that.
Stunts my growth. It's true. It's true. I should have been a good 6 foot tall by now.
So I was listening to the conversation a little bit there, and near the end, after he points out where the store is, I just kind of walk away and go into.
He starts heading in that direction as well.
All right.
Illumination.
I'm gonna go head towards the inn to swap stories and hear what the locals have to say.
Alrighty.
Pitch will also head to the inn.
Okay. Alara, as you can see, I didn't forget. So you guys are into the inn. You're swapping stories. Two of you are heading over to the general store. About 4 people are unloading the carts, including the caravanners. Said on the left. On the left. Captain America's running on your left.
All sorts of cool stuff.
There we go.
Snuff box. A snuff box? What do you do with a snuff box? Is that where you put your victims? It's awful tiny.
No, you don't put your victims in a snuff box. We're not the kind of people that dabble in murder.
I was kidding. Ooh, these are some pretty fancy towels. I like it.
Well, we do like to make sure that our people are happy with keeping themselves nice and dry.
Oh, toys. Ooh, check this. Hey! I don't know any of you people. Never mind. He starts messing around with the toys.
Alright, so I'm gonna move you into here, wherever. Ah! That's not the inn! I was gonna help you into the inn. So yeah, you guys are swapping stories. Alara, how do you want to approach this?
Dragging 1 foot and drooling out the side of her face.
No.
Well, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to do it that way.
Is this my contract?
Yeah, this is from what you have gathered before you went to join up for the party. This is from what you've heard the location of the person of interest. The POI.
I'm gonna try to. Hang on.
Gonna try to stealth in, alright.
I'm gonna try to sneak around the back and go through a back door or a window.
Okay. There is actually a back window in there. It's kind of wide open. As of right now, it's a little warm, so windows are open to kind of let everything breathe and try to cool everything down. You get to about here. I'm gonna just fucking... Right about there. You're inside the place. You don't see anybody yet, but you can hear some panicked rummaging on the upper floor. The person that's in there, you can tell, doesn't notice you. It's just like, oh god, they're coming. You can hear quiet mutterings like, they're coming for me, they're coming for me. Oh, this was a mistake.
I'm gonna slowly make my way upstairs,
Okay, give me another
being
stealth roll.
careful not to make any noise. Please don't fail. Please don't.
As you start walking up the stairs, you kind of gently bump into a pot. However, before it can really make any noise, you quickly grab it and steady it. I love that I'm using my hands, but I don't have a face cam or anything. Just force the habit, I guess. You grab it real quick and steady it. Put your finger up to your lips, or where your lips should be on your mask, almost out of habit, to be quiet. As you make your way up the stairs, you see an open door. Wow. You see an open door and a human with his back to you, quickly trying to pack up a small little bag, putting clothes in there and everything. He's panicked, even though he turns towards the door for a second, and could clearly be staring right at you. He's too panicked to notice. He's just going back and forth, and closing up the bag. Again, saying like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Oh, why did I take that job?"
I'm gonna slip into the room and then quietly close and lock the door behind.
Okay, let's get another stealth check and see if you can quietly close the door.
Well, maybe.
As you start closing the door, it doesn't really squeak or anything. It's not a heavy door, but as you lock the door, you hear a little bit of a click. And the guy's really paranoid right now, so he quickly turns around to look at the door with a dagger in hand. Just like, "Who's there?" He can't see you. You're in the shadows a bit. The light that's coming through the window isn't facing the door. It's kind of on the other corner. So you moved over to the shadows real quick as you locked it and heard that click. So he's staring right at it, can't really see you. He's just tunnel visioned on the door. It's like, "Who's there?" Guard up, ready. It's like, "I don't have it. Whatever you want, I don't have it. Leave."
Hmm.
You can roll a... I'm going to minimize that so people stop seeing that name, because nobody needs to see that. Yet.
It's like I'm debating, should I sneak attack and just kill him and try to find the item, or keep him alive if it's not there and try to, threaten him into telling me where.
Well, give me an investigation check to see if he's just panic lying or if he's actually telling the truth. Fucking investigation.
Insight.
Yes, insight. That's the one I meant, not investigation. You're actually not quite sure. He's definitely... You don't know him well enough to be able to tell from his body language if he's lying or not. But his hand is shaking, and he's like, "Leave. I don't know who you are. I don't know where. I fucking can't see you. Oh, what the hell is this? They send a high-level assassin after me. I'm gonna die. I don't want to die."
I'm just gonna say very coldly, going somewhere.
Intimidation.
As I lock the door. Wow.
As you say,
He
your
loves
voice kind of cracks a bit, and he's like, "You're new to this, aren't you?"
You were going for intimidated, and now he is just all fucking hearts in his eyes.
His hands actually stop shaking a bit. He's just like,
You're beautiful. I want to marry you.
Well, you can't see her face.
I'm wearing a mask,
I
so
don't care. It was such a beautiful voice.
what is it called when you have fetishes for masks?
Oh, I don't know.
Fucking... Alright, Google.
Buddhaphobia?
Sure, let's go with that. Wait,
No,
phobia is fear.
That's got yeah, right. Yeah, that can't be right.
Mask fetish.
Why are we looking this up?
I don't know. You asked.
Yeah, it's not giving me anything. It's just a bunch of links to other stuff.
Yeah, shit you don't want to see.
Well, actually, it was Etsy stuff too as well, so it's probably just masks to buy. Okay, yeah. So the guy looks at you after your voice kind of cracks a bit when you try to intimidate him. It's like, "Yeah, you're new to this, aren't you? You never actually had to do one of these before, eh? Probably just got baptized too, huh?"
If you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm about to get baptized.
Look, I can tell the guild sent you, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But I don't have it. I sold it. It's far from here.
Is he lying?
No, he's not lying. But
To who?
You're not gonna get that out of me so easily, lady.
How far am I from him?
I'd say probably 10 feet.
I'm gonna pull out my daggers.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
It's not just intimidation. If you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm actually gonna cut.
Oh, I know, but I want to see. I want to see if you just yeah. You don't really fumble getting it out, but pulling out one of your daggers doesn't come out right away. It's like, all right, you're obviously serious with this, but still freaking green. All right. I don't want to die. I'm going to be leaving this place anyway, so nobody else gets bothered by the guild. I sold it to a merchant in Bowen. He specializes in magic items. And this one was definitely special. They paid quite a bit of gold for it, but I don't have that gold on me either right now either. I'm not stupid enough to keep it with me if I knew the guild was coming after me.
Yet you were stupid enough to register at an inn.
Yeah, that was my mistake. Used an old alias, somebody recognized it. You gonna
So
kill
I'm guessing at this point he's an ex guild member.
He's not an ex-guild member, but he's more with a rival of sorts. They're not anywhere near well known, but they're less of a sort of like a thieves assassin guild sort of thing, and more just freelancers just trying to make as much money. But they're definitely of the less savory sort. They're not the kind most people would want to get would want to know. But he's definitely like you. He's not just a regular guy. He's been baptized for combat. He will fight if he has to, but you thought he was getting attacked by someone a lot stronger.
Wow.
So you gonna kill me, or you just gonna let me go? I'm of no use to you, and I'm not gonna get any gold out of killing me now.
Out of character. I am debating it.
I can tell.
I mean, he can see me at this point, right?
Yeah. You rolled low enough that when you spoke, he focused right on you and kind of was just like, oh, well, that was dumb of me. Scared for nothing.
I'm just gonna say nothing and slip out into the hallway. Then I'm gonna hide in the shadows behind the door.
Okay. He pauses for a moment and grabs his bag. He doesn't really put his dagger away yet, but he walks out past the door where you are at the moment.
And the second that he does and his back is to me, I'm gonna sneak. I have a feeling I'm gonna regret this, but
You snuck up behind him and you cut out for a bit before you said regret this, so.
I said I'm gonna use the sneak attack
Okay.
with my poison dagger.
Oh, you're using the poison dagger ability.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody finally uses an ability I gave them. Go ahead and give me another stealth roll to move up behind him before you do the attack, and an attack roll as well. Okay. As you move up behind him...
Plus with sneak attack, plus D6.
Well, I meant, like,
Oh, I
you
know.
have to do an attack roll, then you roll that for the poison itself. I should have put that in the description. That's my bad. But as you move up behind him, he quickly turns and reaches in his pocket for something, and in a quick movement, tosses a ball on the ground, and a puff of smoke and a little bit of a spark appears, and your vision is clouded for a few moments. Little bit of sparkly lights in there, as you're right behind him. You're too close to be able to really react to it in time, and he vanishes from your sight, almost knocking you over. You can tell he kind of went backwards, but by the time the smoke clears and you can kind of see well again, he's gone. You'll be seeing him later.
Son of a bitch.
Now, you don't know if he would have been able to kill you or not, but you almost get this feeling that him just leaving you there was almost like a mercy. Okay, so...
Then why the hell was he so freaked out if he could whip my ass?
Because while he is definitely a higher level than you, he was kind of expecting them to send someone less green. If you get my
Wait,
point.
did they send me here to die?
No, they didn't. They didn't expect him to be anything of interest either.
Motherfucker. Well, shit. I guess I'm going to the inn to meet with my contact.
Well, your contact still is back in the other town. You'll have to do that there. For now, while you did that, the sun got lower. It's starting to get a bit
Actually,
darker.
first I'm gonna search the room and tear apart the house.
Okay, give me a couple of search checks. Would you stop? I'm gonna change that at work, or when I go home, or when I go to my mother's.
You mean
later.
perception checks?
Yes, there's no search checks in this one. Sorry.
Investigation.
Yeah, fucking. I'm so used to 3.5 because we played it last week.
You'll be fine. Oh, well, you did it last week? Yeah, that you're not going to be fine. You're going to be completely screwed up.
Yeah.
Investigation is what you want. Perception is to notice things. Investigation is to figure shit out.
I'll use those as well, though. So, 2 more investigation as well, and okay, those are not bad. With the first 2 rolls that you had, you notice that anything of value is no longer there. Like, there's places that have, like, some dust rings that are gone. You do ever find in some of the places outside of the room, at least 3 gold laying around, just forgotten.
Slips it into pocket.
Alright. Now, while I'm doing this, and okay. So we have everybody. Well, we have 2 people in the inn who are talking about rooms. You're going to be heading back to the inn after you finish checking this place out. You're in the market. You buying anything of use?
He is probably going to stroll out with a bunch of useless crap and like a really curly-headed wig.
I'll say that probably cost 5 silver. Everything included. They gave you a deal because you bought the wig.
5 silver, nice.
Okay. As you guys head back to the inn, and those who are, near the door, the 3 carts have been moved just outside of the town into stables, so the horses can be fed by the people here and taken care of, given a nice little rest. But everybody give me perception checks with advantage. Thank God it's an advantage for you. Okay. Everybody notices that Alara, you're a little distracted with some of the stories and talking to Pitch. But as you guys chat, you hear a bit of a commotion outside. I'm just gonna...
Alara didn't hear the stories. That was mine.
Well, I meant hear anybody that's in the place talking, kind of listen to them a bit, just see if you can pick up any stories worth trying to ask about. But you're still talking to Pitch and everything. Ah, my pills! It's okay, I'm just going to be hyper with that, though. But there's a commotion kind of outside to the north of the inn. There's some people leaving the inn, actually, to go check out what's going on. Somebody says, he's back! And a bunch of people go outside. You can't tell if they're, going outside happily or angry, if it's a mob. You just know that they're heading to, dry shape right about here. If there's something that's coming on, right about, right about here. Kinda, no, there.
Pitch just says out openly into the room, "Who's back?"
Ani's looking around curious as well.
It's a crazy guy. He says he worships someone that we've never heard of. And as they say that, it kind of piques your interest a bit, because everybody knows all the gods. They're all well known. Hell, they even have meetings every few years in a central location to shoot the shit and, scold each other for kind of leading some of their people to try to take territory from each other. So, a god that nobody has heard of, that is very suspicious.
Yeah, Pitches will just tilt his head and start hanging out that way.
Okay. Well, I'm going to... Nope. The guy who friggin' did this is really going to give me a better name for him. How do you ping a token to make everybody see it? Not the shift click or shift and hold, but bring it big.
Shift Z on the token.
There we go. You see this guy minus the shield, and it's not a maul, but a warhammer on his hip, carrying a staff, kind of walking up, and on the inside of the robes there, they're red, but the back is a very deep black with some gold trim. His hood isn't up, but he does have the mask on. You can tell that both the staff, the weapon, and a little bit of armor underneath his cloak are black. Kind of smooth, but they don't look like metal. I'm guessing everybody's moving out to him?
I don't think I'm even there. I'm
I'm
in the street,
gonna
heading wherever towards the inn.
I'm gonna kind of hang back and watch.
And
Ani is following Pitch, but she's definitely a little She's definitely curious, but she does know that there can be some blasphemy problems with talking about other gods.
And as you guys get close, there's about a line of people right about here. It's not that thick. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people living here, but there's a some people sitting right about here looking at him, and they're quietly murmuring. They're still not quite sure how they should approach this guy. If he should be, if they should try to throw him out of town, or if maybe they should listen to what he says. But as he walks up, and he doesn't really notice you guys, but he says, "Ah, I am back, children. Praise be to the one who gave us life, the one whose life has been stolen. Have you decided to listen to the words of origin?"
Anya is
Who's the
gonna
what
pipe
now?
up. And those words are?
He looks at you and he notices your hair and some of your features and grins a bit, but you can't see it under his mask, and says, "The fact that the gods that you all worship so heavily, they're not really gods. The real gods are not here right now, lost to us. But those that they call the betrayer, she has given me her blood. She's given me her power. I am hers. Soon she will be back and bring back the old gods."
And you expect people to follow you when the newer gods are still on this plane?
So you view them as the newer gods. You don't question what I say. That's quite interesting. Most people, they don't like what I have to say.
I am open to new things, and there's always extra possibilities, as my mother has taught me.
Well, your mother's quite wise, yes.
Hey, who's the dipshit?
His
Oh
head
God.
snaps over to you and it's like, "You'd be best to watch your tongue. You are speaking..."
I can't watch my tongue. It's inside my face.
Obviously, I'm talking to a moron, and I'm not going to give you much more attention. Yes, these are, as you might say, new gods. However, the stories I've been given by my goddess, well, they were born at the same time, but they had an advantage over the old gods. Even with the betrayer bringing up the lessers, all of you, they won the war. They could not kill anyone of the old gods. Couldn't even kill their own kind. But they won, and soon me and my children will undo that which has been done. As you guys kind of start crowding around and you look at him, you notice that the staff he's holding has... You can't really see it clearly, but it almost looks like there's 5 heads holding onto a gem in the center, and the gem is actually giving off a small glow at the moment. You can all see where this is going.
Is that staff look vaguely like something we would know?
No. For everything you've been taught that most people would know about, no. No, it does not.
Even
sorry,
with my far traveler background and having all the different stories?
sorry, I was looking at Pitch's message. No, it doesn't. Your body's different. This is give me an investigation check to see if you know what kind of stuff he has. Nope. But you do you do recognize that the heads on there are draconic or serpentine in nature, but even with what you know, you don't really recognize it. Anybody else gonna give a investigation to see if you guys know what he's doing or what he's wearing?
I wouldn't know in the first place. So.
Yeah, you might.
No,
You dumb.
not from. No, he's not dumb, but it's not his area of expertise. He's literally. Yeah, actually,
I mean, it's weapons and armor. I mean,
18.
yeah. You actually do recognize the everything that he has on that could use to kill somebody or defend himself is a material known as Dragonstone. It's just the name that most people have been given, as it's normally the building that the dragons stay in. But from what you know, even getting a little bit of it is incredibly expensive, and having at least a weapon, armor, and a staff made out of it, either this guy's loaded, or he's got somebody in high standings backing him up, because this stuff is nigh unbreakable.
I'm going to lean over to Minus since he's so close, and I'm going to whisper, "That's Dragon's."
Dragonstone.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
As he stands there, it's like, well, the people are still murmuring, and he's looking at them as well. If you don't want to follow the betrayer, as only those who follow us are privy to her name, privy to her glory, then I will leave.
Why were you here in the first place?
To show people the truth, teach them origin.
How do you know it's the truth?
Because I have seen the truth.
You sure it wasn't an illusion? He looks over to Ilaris. Says, I've heard illusions doing shit like that.
My
Makes you
goddess.
think one thing.
She showed me no illusion. She showed me the past.
I'm sure she showed him the
Showed him
power of
something.
coin.
She gives me no coin. She
No, I whispered that to him. He didn't hear.
She showed me the past. She showed me truth.
Basically, Minus and I are like bashing this guy in a whispered conversation so bad right now.
Pitch raises his hand, making sure to keep his the robes covering his hand.
Yes, you strange one.
Why would you follow someone named the Betrayer? Won't they betray?
She was called the betrayer because she betrayed her own kind. She didn't like the lessers,
Totally trustworthy.
but she has raised me up, and I am her child. Even
How
if she
old
was
are
to
you?
strike me down, I will become one with her.
I am
And
really confused.
I'm not that old. I'm 30 cycles.
Yep,
30
I'm
years.
confused.
30 years.
Yeah, I got that.
Diet Dr. Pepper. No, it's sponsored. Call me.
I am, no offense, Mr. Red Robe Dude, but, your cool outfit, cool getup. There's an inn over here if you're welcome to spout your rhetoric on the patrons in there. We're not going to stop you, or at least I'm not. Hey, are there any rooms left? Did you guys buy them all out?
He shakes his head and puts his hood up. There's three of the townsfolk that approach him with their heads down. They're not going to attack him. And he says, welcome, children, and I will show you origin in time. We will not be staying at the inn here. We will be leaving.
Are there any guards and or uh, uh, town constables or anything like that in the immediate area?
There are, but they're not really making any moves.
He'll just kind of saddle up the next one and says, "So, just out of curiosity, is it like against the law to like practice foreign religions?"
I wouldn't say it's against the law. It's
So he's complete within his right.
yeah, he is. We haven't.
Cool.
The gods haven't
He
said
starts
anything.
heading.
They're pretty quiet about this. What?
He
Thanks
says,
for
"Cool."
walking away while I'm talking.
He got the information that he needed. He starts heading to. He's got his candy. He's heading to the inn.
Well, before you actually do turn around, the man himself turns around to walk away with the three people that walked up, and you see on the back the same design of the cloak of the person that attacked you in the forest.
Motherfucker.
I'm going to roll perception with a disadvantage because I've already turned towards the inn.
You kind of see a glimmer of the silver as he turns around, but you don't really notice the thing on the back. You just see, or silver, not silver, gold, and you see a bit of the black, but you don't see the symbol on the back. And you head back towards the inn. The crowd starts to disperse. Somebody's begging for one of the people to come back. There was no magic used to entice anybody, but it just doesn't feel right that they're leaving. But they're soon gone out of everyone's vision, and the townspeople just kind of go back, and they're confused as all hell.
Ane watches as he leaves. She's kind of focused on him, but there's just something, there's that warning bells going off in her. Before she saw the symbol, I had this feeling, and so did Ane.
Well, you would definitely be right. But that's not going to happen tonight. I would have loved if one of you guys attacked him. I really would have.
We have literally no reason to.
I know, but if someone was just like, you know what, screw you, I'm just going to shut you up with force, I would have loved it because I wouldn't have killed one of you guys, but it would have been a power difference. Because I had a friend.
Shit would have gotten real.
I had a friend make that up. That's why there was some stuff at the before you guys got into play.
Yeah, well, I'm not foolish enough to attack somebody that I don't need to.
Yeah, fair enough. It just would have been fun just to see if somebody's like, you know what, shut the fuck up. Because I don't know how religious your characters are.
He is incredibly interested in the bag of candy he has in his hand.
Okay. But yeah, the crowd disperses now. It's starting to get dark.
I paid attention to the way he left. Would I be able to follow him some?
No. After a little bit, if you did try to follow him, you would notice that the tracks actually just abruptly end at a certain distance. But you would also notice that there would be an extra set of tracks as well. You say something about quail?
Yeah, he's talking to himself as he's heading into.
Okay.
He's like, I wonder if they have quail.
Okay.
I could go for a quail tonight. Maybe some carrots.
So, yeah, things start getting dark. You guys can head back to the inn. Exposition takes a lot of time.
Am I the only one that found that guy suspicious?
Oh, hell no.
honestly, well, I'm not there, but suspicious. We travel with suspicious. I mean, suspicious is kind of sort of second nature to us.
I don't know. There's just something about that.
Yeah. Look at Pitch. Very suspicious. Look at um,
Alara?
Elara. Very suspicious.
Wait,
It's not a
side
crime.
note, do we know Alara's name?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured you guys would
I
have said
couldn't
your names.
remember if you introduced yourself, so.
I think
Yes.
I did.
I'm just asking.
I mean, it would make sense you guys would all say your names because you're all working
Oh,
together.
I get it, Pitch. I mean, I'm not saying that it creepy. I'm just saying that creepy isn't exactly uncommon. It's not a crime. It's not like we're gonna go thump him over the head and drag him to jail just because he's creepy.
No, I don't.
He has a
I
right to be
will.
creepy if he wants to be creepy.
I'm gonna
Now,
look in that
turns up
direction.
that
Is he?
yeah.
Did he head into the forest?
Well, from where you guys are, that's north. No, you actually saw him head more towards the mountain range in Baldor.
I'm gonna head into the forest for a little bit to get some bearing.
Okay.
Pitch will follow you. Make sure. Best not to go into the forest alone.
Fair enough, Pitch.
Okay. I'm just gonna. I really wish I could separate players on the map.
They're gonna go get themselves killed.
No, not for that. Just that way, they could move around a map themselves. But I don't know how to do that, and I'm not gonna Google it to try today. So 2 people head into the inn, 2 people head into the forest.
Well, no. If they start wandering off into the forest, he's gonna like stop for a moment. He just hangs his head, shakes it a little bit, then looks to Elara and says, "They're gonna get themselves killed. Are you up for doing some heroic duty kind of stuff?"
You also hear me kind of sigh behind the mask, and I just turn around on my heel and start following.
He does the same.
Alright, I'm going to just check a thing here real quick, see if I can find a.
Oh, hey, could you do me a favor real quick, Elara?
Depends on the favor.
I just need your opinion.
Okay.
Is the mark on my cheek even with the other one? I don't know where it came from, but it was really cool, so I drew another one on the other side. I want it to be symmetrical.
Okay, just gonna get rid of that. It's gonna be a lot easier. Page. Hang on a second, I gotta do the thing. Oh shit. Oh well, I'll do this for later. I gotta. Never thought somebody would be going to a forest, so I never thought to set this up. 1750.
You have a druid in the party, and you didn't think there would be forest work?
I figured you guys would be too damn busy.
I'm just gonna assume that it's close enough to where he wants. Just
Yeah, well,
nod.
it was a superfluous conversation. He's just commenting that yes, he did in fact find the doodle on his face and made a matching one to the best of his ability on the other side.
I was waiting for DM to be like, "You see this," and I'm just like, I'm just gonna assume that I see that.
Yeah, no, you definitely would see that. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to move you over. Why?
I
can
still
you...
can't believe I'm a druid, and you didn't think the forest would be involved at
I
all.
thought you guys would just go to bed at this point. Okay. Okay, you guys are. As you guys walk into the forest, this is kind of the sight you get to see. I'm going to hide the. That is
No, I'm not going into the forest. I'm going to the edge of the forest, and I am sitting my butt down.
Okay, well, fine. You're still right around here. This is kind of what this is. The edge of the forest. It's not dense. There's a bit of a river. Small little stream here. It doesn't go anywhere near Stu's Lake, but yeah, this is where you guys. This is what you walk into at the edge of the forest. Okay, what are you going to be doing here at the edge of the forest?
You know, it's kind of surprising to me you're not like expecting the number one rule of being
You cut out on the last part.
Yeah.
Not
number
expecting.
one rule of being a DM. Literally, expect the unexpected.
Well, I was also hoping that the map pack I downloaded would have had a good forest setting, but it doesn't.
When it comes to the maps, you have limited space. Well, more or less limited space on how many maps you can have. You don't want to load up your bar too much because it can be really daunting to sift through them all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't know where people are going to go. So the real trick, the real skill is being able to wing it quickly on the fly.
That's why I found this. It was just, I thought it would automatically take me to the new page, not, give me, like, friggin' 4 things as I keep clicking, because I'm an idiot. That's why I was like, this is going to take me a second, because it's like, why is it not working? My computer's being dumb again. Okay, so he gets the longest blade across he can find. Okay. You guys, I guess, are not exactly standing close to her, but you're close enough that, you can see her and everything around her and all that stuff. I'm guessing the silence is a yes.
I was reading Discord for a second there. What was that?
I said, I'm guessing you guys
Yeah,
are not standing next to her or anything like that, but you're close enough that you can see her and, like, some of the stuff in her, like, immediate vicinity, like...
I would imagine that we are sort of kind of close together. I wouldn't think that we'd be all spread out.
Okay, well, just everybody else is putting a token on the map, so I wanted to make sure.
I need a new token. Mine looks too angry.
Yeah, for the kind of character you're playing, he definitely does look way too angry. That was not an intentional thing. He also looks like if you catch him, he'll tell you where his lucky charms are, but he'll stab you in the back.
Nope. Stab you in the front.
Well, as he swings over your shoulder. Aye, shishay. Where's your shillelagh? Yeah, so you're praying there, and as, I'm guessing eyes closed, whole prayer meditation stuff's going on. Those around you, and you hear this, there's a bit of a disturbance in the stream. It's not like, loud, it's just a little bit of sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. And this orb of light rises up and floats in front of Ane. Kind of, if you could see if it had eyes, you'd think it's almost staring at her as it kind of shifts a bit. Looking at her and wondering what's wrong. It hasn't said anything yet that you know of, but it's there. Ane can kind of feel a warmth coming from it, like right in front of her face.
Ane is just kind of doing the message in her head. She's not really saying anything out loud. She does feel the warmth, and she's aware of it. She's just not sure how this works. It's her first time doing this.
Okay. It backs up a bit, hearing the message and almost knowing what you just experienced, and you hear a voice. It's soft, it's feminine, and it says, "Oh, that's quite disturbing, child. We've heard rumors of this, but we weren't quite sure how to react to such a thing. We were just hoping it was the ramblings of someone crazy, but people are starting to believe him, yes? You hear the voice out loud, not just in your head. Everybody else can hear it as well.
I think I should have bought more candy.
Anna is going to stand and look at it, at towards where the voice is coming from, and answer, yes, three people left today.
Give me a... Fucker. Let me check all the stuff. I can never remember all the stuff that everybody has in 5th edition. You're a druid, but you didn't put anything in nature. That's funny.
Druids. There are different types of druids.
I know, it's just funny and ironic. Give me an insight and nature check. Okay. You can tell... Ooh, he's pinging me. You can tell... that it's definitely not what you would normally see as a spirit of nature. And you can kind of see a tail in the little sprite that you see. It's no bigger than... I'm going to use an out of character size reference. It's no bigger than a dime, the whole thing itself, in diameter, but you can kind of get some features of it. But you know it's definitely not a nature spirit that you would normally talk to. It looks at everybody else around it and it's like, this is definitely not good if they're making such waves. And you said the betrayer is the one that's leading him, yes?
That is his claim.
Oh, that's not good then. It seems we didn't do a very good job that we thought we did. This does not bode well. But I don't know if this kind of information is something that we should tell you either. We'll have to talk to the others. And if they deem it necessary, someone will find you. Someone always does find you, little Anne.
Anna's not quite sure she likes it, this thing, because she knows it's not a nature spirit, knows her name, but she's rolling with it.
Do you have any questions, something that I might be able to answer without communion with the others? Any of you, actually. Swear to God, if you ask for a name, I'm gonna flip my goddamn table.
What's your name?
Actually, that was...
I'm pretty sure he only asked because you opened your mouth.
Oh, I know, and I opened my mouth so that way I can do this. The little sprite there hesitates a moment and kind of floats down a few inches and just says, well, you all know who I am. You just don't seem to recognize me in this form. I am Lantis.
Atlantis.
No, I am Lantis.
Oh. Can you spell that?
You just left my city with your caravan.
Yeah, but I didn't have to spell it.
Can you even spell?
Hold on. Where's my note stuff? I need it for my character sheet, dumbass.
Okay. Lantus. I mean, you were kind of doing it in character, so I had to do it in character.
Well, I have. Oh, hey, I've already got it written in here somewhere.
Yeah, because it's the city you started in.
Yes, but I need to make notes as to what we just encountered. Atlantis. You can keep going. I'm
Okay.
gonna clicky.
It's
He's
not.
sitting there scratching his chin, wiggling the wig on his head so that it moves around a bit, trying to think up a decent question.
It's no surprise you don't recognize me. As with my brethren and sisters, I'm normally much larger, but I can't leave the city at the moment. This is about all I could manage.
Pitch moves closer and kind of like squats down to look at the little thing, and says, "Do you know any way to get to the Feywilds?"
Unfortunately, child of that dark wizard, there is currently no way to get there. With what we had to do, it should have been sealed off. You should have never been there in the first place. Although, seeing how you turned out, I'm glad it's where you ended up.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes, go ahead, silly one.
Is that spooky guy with the red and black outfit and whatnot gonna eat those guys?
No, he's human. Just like, well, nobody in this
Is he
group.
gonna like? Is he gonna like turn them into something?
Well, he's gonna turn them into acolytes of the betrayer.
Do you know his name?
Somehow he's been able to keep it hidden from us. We believe it's the work of the betrayer. We don't even know where he is right now. Or where she is either. Which is quite disturbing, as we thought we hid her body.
I'm in way over my head.
Isn't that normally how adventures start?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm used to it though.
Yes, you are quite small.
Ha! You got it. All right. So this is your area. This is your land. We kind of sort of work for you. So is there something here about all of this that is in need of attention that you could like? Do you need our help?
Well, as you are now, there isn't really much you can do. If he wanted to, he could have wiped out that entire town with the flick of a wrist. That much we know. But as things are currently, there's no real big disturbances in my land. All I can say is just try to grow. Maybe someday you will be of use to us in the future. But I do see great things from you all.
Would you advise us to leave this individual then? Excuse me.
Bless you. You said leave him alone. You kind of sneezed at the same time.
I said, do you advise that we, or the being of...
You keep cutting out every time you try to talk. Discord's being a dick.
I
Do
believe
you?
she is advising us that way, yes.
Yes.
Venomous.
It would be best
Okay.
to leave him alone for now. Even some of his acolytes are a little bit stronger. You encountered one in the forest earlier when it attacked you with that. Oh, forbidden magic. It was created using troll pieces.
Ooh, wait. Hold on. Whoa. Wait now. What was that? One of his acolytes attacked us?
Well,
Yes.
indirectly through a creature of creation that they
The
have.
dead cow.
The horse.
Yes, the
Yes.
dead cow, Minimus.
The dead cow. They attacked us with a dead cow. So that means they're the bad guys. So the next time we see them, we are probably in our right to assume that they are, in fact, bad guys, and we can stick them with pointy pieces of metal.
Minimus, I think the best course of action is not to engage right now as they can kill us.
Yes, she is quite right. You should listen to her. She's always been
Well, I didn't
wise.
say I was going to, but I mean, if it came down to it, we're not going to be pissing off we're not going to piss you off. You know, it's not like we're going to get thrown in jail for it, right?
Well, that depends. They haven't openly committed any crimes, and it's your word against theirs. And yes, Pitch. Angry bone
it-
horse mixed with troll. It's terrifying dark magic.
Is doing dark magic, that kind of dark magic, against the law?
Again, it's your word against theirs, and while we might be able to say something, we try not to intervene with you lesses. It's best to keep you as well governed by yourselves as possible, although Bahamut doesn't seem to think so. He thinks it's best to govern himself, the pompous ass.
Okay. Apparently, I'm getting tired.
Well, it is getting quite late. The moon is starting to rise.
Ooh, I better get back before I turn into a waste. Thank you for your time. And he turns around and says, Anna, you're not really intent on running off into the woods. There are large spiders that eat people like you.
It's
No, I just wanted to commune a little. We'll go back.
Well, she can stay here for a bit as well if she wants. I will keep her safe with what power I have here. But it would be best if she got to a soft bed to sleep in. It's going to be a long journey for the next 2 days.
Gives him the group a thumbs up, and starts strolling back to the inn.
You have been rather quiet, elf in the back. Do you have anything to say to me?
Not a goddamn thing.
Oh, that's quite fine then. You will find what you seek, that I promise you, but you may want to question your allegiances.
I think I should have got more licorice.
You should have gotten more liquor.
Liquor? Hey, that's a great idea.
You hear her chuckle, and the sprite just goes back into the water, and the glow fades. The goddess of trade and water has graced you with her presence.
Then just goddess of trade and water. Spelled it wrong. There we go.
I'm guessing everybody's heading back to town?
Yeah, Anya's gonna be like lagging back a little because she's lost in thought, but she's heading back.
And I'm guessing Alara as well.
Oh god, yeah. She pretty much started walking away before everybody else.
Alright, you guys are back in town, heading to the inn. You get there, there's murmurs. There's a little bit of music playing. There's a bard who's trying to lighten the mood up. You know, crazy people coming by and doing crazy shit. kind of brings everybody down a little bit. I didn't mean to
Anna is
rhyme.
gonna join the bard and try to help with the music.
Okay, give me a perform check. The bard kind of gives you a sideways glance and is like, "Are you freaking serious?" Trying to cheer everybody up, not bring them down.
He shrugs.
Somebody boos at him when you leave, but, you know, everybody else is just like, they're just trying to get drunk and,
It's only slightly below average.
yeah, it's not great, but they're just like, the guy that was playing is playing wonderful music and doesn't like somebody trying to encroach on him that is below average. He's a dick. He's a bard. So you guys gonna get your meals, get a little drunk, go to bed?
Anna is gonna skip the liquor and go for tea.
Alright.
Definitely do liquor, but not to excess. Just one with his dinner.
Okay, and I'm gonna assume Pitch is not gonna do anything because he doesn't eat. Alara, what about you?
Grabbing food and heading right upstairs.
Okay. So everybody has
Pitch is just going to buy a room for him and Nine, and then listen to the music for.
Okay. Everybody who wants their own room is given their own key. They have plenty of space here. After all, it's like there's no... You guys are the only out of tanners here right now besides the caravanners. So, plenty of rooms. The music is
Not
going
much.
well. Just the standard fee for a room. For average room, that's the one I was looking for. I wanted to say good.
Average.
But good is not the word. The bird is the word.
Is a word.
Well, I'd sing it, but, you know, I get copyrighted. Night starts kind of falling. It's getting late. I'm guessing everybody's after a little bit's just gonna go to sleep.
Yes. Lock the door. Peel off the armor. Clean it. Oil the weapons. Little bit aggravated they didn't have any tobacco, but what can you do? It's a podunk town. Can't expect much. And go to bed.
Okay. What the hell?
Since Pitch will not sleep on the bed, so if you want to take the bed, he'll just sit at the foot of the bed.
Alright, Anna will go on the bed then.
Okay. Time to... Alright, so I'm gonna move you guys all inside. Right about, you know, there, here, and here. And... Okay. So. Give me perception checks. Look up. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Pitch. Okay. I'm just just gonna move you back on top of Ane, because rooms are not that big. Would you stop with that shit? So you guys, everybody except for Pitch, is still asleep. Pitch, however, hears a commotion outside. He hears people yelling, there's something coming, something attacking the village, a bunch of different stuff all at once. It's pretty loud, there's like a few guards going, but they're not entirely... But you don't know if they'll be able to... Whatever's attacking, you don't know what it is, you just know something is attacking. Oh man, I love
All right.
this.
I activate my plan earlier than I was going to, so I do that and then I leave.
Your plan? Oh, that plan there, okay.
Yes. And after I do that, I run up and knock on the doors of the other two people and tell them something's happening. We need, seems we're being the town's under attack.
Okay, everybody... Where is it? Double hell? I thought there was a duplicate. Oh no, there's a copy and paste.
There is Control V to paste, Control C to copy.
Yep. Unfortunately, it just does not like doing it in a manner that is normal. Okay. So I'm gonna say Ane wakes up. You go to try to get the other ones. I'm guessing Alara has set up her room so that way she can't be woken up so easily, or have her room broken into like normal. So
Yes.
Alara and Minimus, give me a perception at advantage. Okay, Minimus kind of wakes up, like, the hell is Pitch doing? Knocking, it's freaking late, it's still dark out. But Alara's just kind of, just rolls over in a bed, like, the asshole selling shit. Gotta go to another place.
This is seeming awfully familiar. I'm guessing my character is a bit of a hard sleep.
Seems that way, yeah. So, yeah, Ane, Pitch, and Minimus are awake. The commotion gets a little bit louder as you hear someone shout, "There's more of them! Get the people to safety!"
Shit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you can kind of see what's up there.
Wake up, bitch! Wake up!
Okie dokie. So, those who are currently awake, let's... Yeah, thank you. Ooh. Wow. Nice. And I'm going to give me some little shaperoonies. I'm seeing some missing initiatives. Gonna sing some Christmas songs till I see 'em. There you go.
Starting to think Ane is just going to be at the end of the turn order always.
Yeah, it's looking like it. thinking. Oh, sweet Zombo Jesus. Okay, that's fine. And okay, we got that. So you guys hear at some point somebody yell, "Zombies!" And Pitch is the first to go.
Should I roll too so I can use that turn to wake up?
Yes.
Okay, only high roll I'm gonna have.
All right, I run out the building up to there, and then I look ahead, and I'm going to chuck a javelin at.
Okie dokie. Just gonna get that rolled up there.
Miss.
Yes, that is unfortunately a miss, and that I'm guessing is all you can do. But as you run out, it is dark. You can see there's a torch right next to you, and there's 3 guards, just kind of unsure what to do. The zombies.
Does it look like the zombies have attacked anyone yet?
Not yet. They've just started shambling in here.
All right, that's all I can do then.
Okay, now it's Minimus.
Minimus. They're in the top floor, yes?
You guys are on the top floor, yes.
He grabs his 2 axes, stuffs them in his belt, and his short sword, and just heads out down the hall.
The steps are right by the door, just for clarification. Make things easier for you.
I'm going to say that it probably took actions in order to get his stuff together,
Yes.
so it's about as far as he can get.
Okay.
He's still at the top floor, I'm assuming.
Yes. That makes it Alara. Give me... I'm guessing it would be a Constitution to wake up? Yeah, let's go Constitution. You're still kind of sitting there sleeping. Part of you hears the noise, but you're just like, fuck off.
You guys might have to do this without me.
Okay. So that's pretty much all. Okay, well, I'll give you another check. Another action to kind of wake up, but you won't be able to get up. You'll just be laying in bed awake.
Woohoo!
All right, you. All of a sudden, when you hear somebody shout like one of the guards go, "He threw his javelin at a zombie!" You kind of like almost fall out of your bed onto your knees. So you're not prone, but you're just awake and it's a fucking zombie.
And now I don't have any actions.
No, but you are awake, so that does help for the next turn.
And you
Yay.
still have movement.
No, she did her first thing. This is her second one, so 2 actions. She only has like a bonus action or a free action. 2 actions to wake up because she failed the first one.
Yeah.
So if you can do
So
it,
my
you can-
turn's over.
Okay. Zambies. Gotta double check their movement. Speed is 20. So you got one that's moving up right over here. Going to. Okay. He's gonna slam one of the guards. He hits. And does a little bit of that there. Why do you have to close everything I love? Oof. The first zombie that you see slams into one of the guards and slams in with quite a bit of force. It kind of makes the guard a little uneasy, and he doesn't fall or anything, but you can tell that definitely hurt him quite a bit. He's looking more panicked now, but he's still on his feet. Stop doing that. Alright, that's all for them. It is now Ane. Wait a second. I want to see the results of the roll. No ballot token was selected. Oh, use. Stupid. Fine, the torch gets the initiative. Okay, yeah, Ane.
Is there a window in my room?
Yeah.
I'm going out the window.
Okay, give me an. Give me an acrobatics and an athletics. So, you're trying to, like, you're jumping out the window, climbing out the window. You're on the second floor, just a reminder.
Climbing?
Okay. You climb out the window, you almost lose your grip a bit, fall a few feet before re-getting your grip back on the one of the pieces of the siding. Doesn't break under your weight, surprisingly. It is just shitty siding. But after a bit, you lose your grip again, and you kind of land, like, right here on your butt. You take no damage, but you're sitting.
Fair enough.
I believe you can. Is it half your movement to get to stand up if you're sitting?
Yes.
Okay, half your movement to stand. You still have half your movement after that to do the.
All right, I'm gonna stand, and I still got 15 feet.
A uppers. Okay, guards' turn. They're all kind of near that little Zambo buddy. 1, 2, 3. And 2 of those hit, I know for a fact. All of those hit. So the one that got hit first by the zombie strikes first. He goes with his spear and jams it right into the left side of its chest, kind of pushing it back just a foot, and doesn't get to pull it out right away before one of the other guards stabs the zombie with his spear as well, right in the right side of his chest. And while the zombie kind of stops moving for a moment, the third guard gets the spear right underneath its jaw, right through the top of its head, and it just kind of starts falling limp. They pull out their spears, and it just falls there on the ground, kind of. It's not oozing, it's not like the horse from before, there's no ichor, it's just limp on the ground. Which means it is now Pitch's turn.
Alright, this one here is dead.
This one here is re-dead.
Okay. And, are we using, flanking rules in this game?
Oh yeah. Like, it's mostly 5th edition rules, just some stuff is changed to make some stuff better and some stuff is house rules, but
Alright.
at the moment there is nothing that is flanked. Because these three guys are right over here facing this. It's just, the torch was kind of there to try to give you guys light. It worked.
Okay, so the guards aren't really there, but they're like one space lower.
They're here. They were right next to where the Zambo attacked and is now dead.
Okay, then I was there, so then instead I'm going to move this way. I'm going to move between them, and after seeing the guy get attacked, Pitch gets really mad, so rage, and then I'm going to attack this one.
Okay, give me a roll. That does hit, and as you swing your maul with your rage, you bring it to the side of the zombie's head, and you knock it clean off, and it just kind of stutters and then collapses in a heap. Still, except for its head, all in one piece, just kind of eerily ragdolling. It's disturbing as all hell, but you're raging, so you're not disturbed by it.
Pitch just kind of growls there, and that's all he can do. He ends.
Okay, Minimus.
Down the stairs. Dunk, dunk, dunk. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Screw it. I'll use action to dash 5, 10, 15. But I got no.
Wait, yeah, I was supposed to.
No,
put the death mark
I
on this
can't
guy.
do that. I have to stay there. Use his action to equip his offhand.
Alrighty. And that means if you're done with no bonus or anything, it is Ilara. What shall Ilara do? And I'll say standing from your knees is just going to take 5 feet of movement, so. Ilara. Did she fall asleep?
No.
Okay, well, it's your turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna run into the next room. Is there like a window?
Right across, there's a window. You have minus 5 feet for your first bit of movement.
I meant over here.
Oh, over there. Give me a perception.
To see a window?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to go after the guys that are over on the other side, right?
I grab my bow and I'm gonna shoot at him.
That's why I said give me a perception, see if you notice those guys on that side. You notice those guys on that side. And yeah, there is a window right there, so. Have at her.
Let's see how badly I suck at it this time. Pretty bad.
No, actually, you hit.
No shit.
Yep. For 6 piercing damage. That's some good dabblage right there. You pull back the string on your bow, you let loose an arrow, and you see your arrow make purchase in one of the eyes of the Zambo, right on the I'm assuming the one on the right. Yeah, one on the right. And it kind of like its head like goes back a bit, and then it just starts. It still keeps its shambling. It's not dead. It's just got an arrow sticking out of its eye, and the eye is still moving around and kind of.
I think you get the 1d6 for sneak attack.
if it does not know you're there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do get to sneak
Oh,
attack.
that's true.
Okay.
So 12.
Instead of it just having purchase in its eye, you pull back real nice and tight on it on your bow, and when you let loose, it shoots forward and gets right in the bridge of its where its nose is supposed to be. Kind of has a bit of a Michael Jackson thing going on, and the arrow kind of flies up the back of the head, leaving a hole that's actually a little bit bigger than the arrow itself. It kind of tore away a bit. The bone structure of its head is a little iffy, and as it falls to the ground, there's a little bit of ichor pouring around its body. They are obviously in different stages of decay. And you are now dead.
Yay. Alright, I think my turn's over.
Okay. These guys, this one moves up to here, this one moves up to here. Doop. Ba-doop. Boop. Boop. 5 more feet. This one here noticed that the guy kind of falls like here. And Pitch is flanked, but I'm going to do the other two first. So the first two zombies, the ones that are at the guards, they try to slam into it, but with... Do they have shields? With their shields, they just move them away. They kind of hit against the shield and they push them as it bits back to the side. They don't. They're actually feeling a bit more confident since the three of them managed to kill one. However, the other two are going after Pitch, and you're flanked, so that's advantage, right?
Yep, both hit.
Okay, both of them hit. Wait, why did the other one do so much damage and this one just did that? That's weird that it calculated differently. Oh. They, as they slam into you, the first zombie, the one that is to your left as you were facing the one that you killed, manages to kind of grasp a bit of your cloak and pull it back away from you as it slams into you. It's just trying to get purchase on you, but all it can really do is smash. And as the other one hits you, the cloak that you have on kind of falls away a bit, but currently it is, unless somebody is looking directly at you, the zombies are kind of in the way, so nobody at the moment can see you, but you are now disrobed. Let's see how Rager takes care of that. And now it is Ana's turn.
Sorry.
That's okay, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move up and flank the zombie to Pitch's right
Okay. Oh, this is going
and
to be
take
interesting.
my quarterstaff and swing at him.
Alrighty. That's a hit. And that is some 4 bludgeoning. So you take the staff and you kind of, as you strike at it, one of its arms go limp, and it can't seem to really move it anymore. You see a bit of actually like a bone sticking out of its arm now where you hit, but it's still moving.
That's my turn.
Okay. So the guards are now on their attack. 2, 3. They're attacking the 2 that are directly by them. They don't have advantage. 2 of them do hit, however. The first guard strikes up and runs through the zombie in the left stomach and pulls his spear back, while the other guard hits the zombie right in the shoulder with his spear. Doesn't exactly get a full purchase, but it does take out a bit of flesh. The third guard tries to strike at it, but as he goes for the one on the left, the first guard's attack moved the zombie out of the way, so he missed its shoulder, even though he was aiming for its head. And the zombies are still moving, and they're not looking too pleased at the guards. So now pitch.
Pitch smash.
Pitch smash? Pitch smash. That is a hit. And as you smash at it, you bring your maul overhand. Are you using it one-handed or two-handed?
It's a maul, so it's a two-hand weapon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You bring your hands up above your head and bring it down hard on the top of the zombie. Its head caves in and almost splits, despite the fact that you're not using any sharp weaponry. And you slam it down, its legs breaking underneath the force, and kind of sits there Indian style before falling to the side and liquid oozing out of what was once its head. However, with this, if Ane looks, she will be able to see your true form.
Yep, Ane probably sees Pitch's stone face with no eyes, and with his growling, there's like a humming undertone to it, because it's the growls sort of slightly resonating with the stone body. He looks at you for a moment, but then he swings his head towards the other one behind him. And I end my turn.
Okay. Minimus.
Minimus rushes out. Clicky. Assesses the situation. What the hell is that? Okay, these guys. Guards. How are the guards? Are they wounded?
One of the guards is wounded, but he's still going on. It's a little shaky, but they're all standing close together in a tight formation. One of them's actually kind of stepping on the dead zombie over here, just to kind of, so they're not all in the same square. But
Hand axe on the zombie should have advantage for flanking, so 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
3 slashing.
That's 3 slashing.
Second swing.
I'm gonna stop you there before you do that. With your first swing of your axe, you bring it right down onto right where the collarbone would be, and dig in deep with your first axe. You kind of did a bit of a jump to get that high, but you bring it down there, and as you land back down on the ground, the zombie comes down with you, and without you even having any effort, it just slides off your axe and lays on the ground in front of you. Your second hit
is to the next one.
You bring it into the side of that zombie there, and as you... make sure I'm targeting the right one here for this. As you swing it into its side, you get kind of halfway with the axe, and it kind of starts to lean in the opposite direction, and its body tears itself in half as it falls to the ground. I can think of all this shit up on the fly. Can't do names.
Nice.
What the hell, Bray? Alright, and I'm guessing that's it for your turn. So, Elara,
he turns and points his hand axe towards Pitch and goes, "Wow!"
Damn it.
Hang on a second. Let me just double check if it's... Yeah. You fire your bow at the zombie that's approaching you, and you kind of graze its cheek a bit. It doesn't do any damage, doesn't cut the flesh. It just so happens to just get by on that little bit as it shifts slightly while it's shambling. I'll give you a hint, because this is one of the house rules that I'm doing. Tie goes to the defender.
That sucks.
Yeah, it'll help you guys out a lot more in the future, don't worry.
Alright, well, I guess that's the end of my turn. That sucks.
Okay. The Zambino is... This one here is going to go up to here. And do they have a climb or anything?
I don't feel like a zombie would be coordinated enough to be able to climb.
They'd have to, if they're gonna climb, they're gonna have to make an athletics check and move at half speed.
Yeah, I'm just going to double check. Hang on.
I mean, if there was more zombies, they could try to do the World War Z sort of pyramid of body.
Okay, strength.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so it's a strength check, basically. Well, it's getting up there. It moves up a few feet up the side of the wall there that underneath the window where you are. Doesn't get very far. It's kind of using most of its strength to dig into the side of the wall and the siding to kind of climb itself up, but it's getting up there. It's above the window below you. You could potentially hit it with an arrow still. Might even be able to melee it if you kind of reach out a bit. The other Zambo is going to hit at pitch. But no advantage because the other one's dead. And it does not hit. It shambles a bit towards you and tries to slam into you. But it kind of doesn't get close enough. It almost stumbles a bit. It's like, eh. And now for Ane.
Alright, the guys seem to have this. I'm gonna go check the other side.
Okay.
So that's full 30, and seeing it, I'm going to throw an ice knife at it.
Okay. It's so it's just a wisdom save for it. It's not an actual attack roll. Okay. Oh, critical fail. As you reach out with your hand to throw the knife that's made out of ice, as it forms in your hand, it shoots out actually at quite a bit of speed, a bit more than you're used to. And as it hits the zombie, it hits it at an angle as it's above you a bit, and tears right through one of its arms, through its side, and comes out the shoulder. As it does, ice starts to form on the body where it went through, and as it starts to fall down, you actually see it split in half upways from where you had thrown the knife, and its innards from that point up kind of fall out a bit in chunks of frozen mess. And when it lands on the ground, nothing really shatters, but it starts to slowly thaw out and kind of sprayed out backwards a bit. So there's mess and ichor spraying a few feet behind it. But this one is now dead. I'm guessing that's it for your turn?
That is.
Alright, the guards, seeing that you guys have this all handled, they're not going to take any chances with the undead. They don't even want to, like, touch the body, so they kind of start poking it with the torches. One at a time, they take care of the first three. They don't really fade to dust or anything right away. They're obviously, even after the first one died, they weren't regenerating. But their bodies soon ignite violently with the clothes that they had on, and all that's left after a few seconds is just ash, and for some of the ones, just a little bit of ichor that will be washed away in the rain later. So these three, gone. Son of a whore. What do they have for...
Am I aware that Alara is in the window above?
No.
I should totally jump down and scare the shit out of you.
Do it.
I feel like I would fail horribly at this point and just like break everything.
Yeah, but you should have a good dexterity as a rogue.
Yeah, but with the rolls I've been getting, I'll get a 1 and it'll just be like +4.
I still say do it, that's my opinion, but it is now Pitch's turn as the guards are taking care of the bodies that they were around.
Alright. Pitch hisses at the zombie in front of him and then swings his maul like with a baseball swing.
Okay, with that last bit... That one never took damage before, did it? No, it didn't. That's the first attack it's gotten. You hit it as you swing to the side like a baseball bat. You get it right in its ribs, right on its side there, from where you swing. And you hear the sounds of bones snapping. Doesn't sound normal, because normal bone snapping is a bit louder. This is more like breaking twigs when you swing your maul, and it kind of seizes up a bit, but it's still looking at you, and it's blinking a bit, and well, one eye's blinking, the other one's just kind of wide open with flesh missing.
Alright, I continue to hiss at him, and then I am my turn.
Okay, Minimus, you're the last person to go. Oh, that's gonna suck if I step on that. Fuck. Oh, yeah, even just trying to move it with my heel hurts. Ow. Oh, that's sharp. Just dropped a metal D4. Minimus. Oh, he's on a call. Never mind.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's worse when they're metal. I've sort of stepped on a plastic one. Hurt like hell, but this one here would probably actually pierce the skin.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have you know that Lego finally released a slipper meant for stepping on Legos.
Oh my god, I hope that's real.
I'm gonna have to Google that later. Okay, so he moved there to flank. Let's see if he can hit.
Sorry about that phone call.
That's okay.
But that is done.
It is a real thing. I'm looking at the pictures now.
What?
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Lego came out with a slipper just designed for stepping on Legos.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, pitch is gonna be RB.
17 to hit and a 23.
It's such a good thing you're flanking because that would have sucked. You bring your axes in at the same time, and you follow up with one of the sides where Pitch had hit before, and kind of go with your other hand right below it. And as you do, you bring one of them up, and you kind of meet it halfway. The sides of your axes kind of scraping up against each other, but not really doing any damage to them. As you cleave it right in half, and it flops down with ichor, blood, and bile pouring out of its stomach.
He takes a step back so that it doesn't get on him.
Okay.
And he points his axe at Pitch and says, "Is that you, Pitch?"
He's not going to respond right away. So far, the other person that has not seen it is Elara.
Pitch just kind of lets out a growl.
How long does your rage last at first level?
Like a minute, but I can, since there's no combat, it'll end on his.
It'll end on his next turn if he does not get attacked or make an attack.
Okay.
The downside to those slippers is that they're only a promotion in France.
Goddamn Frenchy cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
I hate watching it.
I'm French, I'm allowed. My last name
You're
is
French
Boudreaux.
Canadian.
So? We want to be just... The French Canadians want to be just like them so bad that Quebec wants to split off from Canada, but still have Canada pay for everything. Just like the French. Anyway, so you're staring at Pitch and he's growling at you because he's enraged. That means it is now Elara's turn. The one that was climbing up at you is now dead and kind of thawing out after it was frozen and sliced like the lasers from Resident Evil.
I'm gonna jump out the window and land next to her.
Athletics and acrobatics. Ooh.
See, I knew. I knew it.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't, but part of me was hoping you would, because now I can do this. As you jump out the window, your foot kind of catches on the ledge of the window on the inside. You don't really fall forward on your face. You do land, you land on your hands and knees, but as you land, you feel ick and wet, and you kind of realize you landed on the zombie that was right below you.
I think I actually might be the worst rogue ever.
I've seen worse.
Today, maybe, but...
This is like the second game we played, and let's be honest here, I'm not doing...
I've played with a rogue that failed to check for traps every step and kept falling into traps, so...
Alright, so... Guessing we're probably done for the day.
Yeah, we can call it here. The guards quickly start going and taking care of the bodies as they kind of quickly, ignite up. By now, they're over here and taking care of that one. These guys are gone after a quick few seconds. And you guys are free to do your rage ends pretty much after the guards move past you. They're not really giving you a look. They heard about certain beings, but they don't know if you're like a special being, a construct. They don't know what the hell you are, but they're just like, they helped us. Just gonna go take care of dead people.
All right. once I like look around at the zombies, making sure none of them like get up, and I like look over to Minimus and I like pat my head, see that I'm like my robes are gone. I try to like move, grab the tattered pieces of robes, try to put them back over my head, and just kind of like fall down and like into like fetal position, just trying to like cover my face.
They're not really torn and tattered. They were just pulled back away. The little clip that you had popped off. So as long as you can gather everything up, you can properly cover yourself back up. But it's a little dark, so that the clip completely came off, you'll have to search around for that. But you have the robe over you, and it's...
Yeah, but he's also kind of panicking, and with his horns, it's kind of like difficult to put the cloak over his head very well. So
Yeah.
he's probably making things worse as he's like falling into the fetal position, trying to cover him.
Ana's going to move and assist him in getting himself covered because he's upset.
Yeah. Minimus is like, oh, hey, what's with the baby ball? You don't have to do that. It's not like we're gonna like do anything to you or anything.
Oh, yeah, that's comforting.
I'm gonna try.
He's just like shivering in on the ground. He's like, I wasn't in control of myself. Just everything turned red. He's just like, he's like sputtering and not making a lot of sense. He just seemed to be.
He's like nodding, putting his axes away. He's like, yep. I've seen it before. Gladiator. Happens a lot, but you controlled it. Did well. Use that anger to put power behind your blows. Never been able to do that myself, though. I mean, I tried, but more tactical, I guess. But yeah. Come on, cheer up. You'll be fine. You did good. Look at all the dead.
This rage, this anger, it's not my own. It was never like this at home. It was never like this at home. And he just keeps repeating that over.
Also, Ane and Minimus, give me history. No, shit. Which ones? Sorry, I keep using you, but
I don't know, history or arcane. If you're trying to like notice what I am.
Let's see. Give me an intelligence and an arcana check.
I don't have arcana, so straight up intelligence.
You can do it as well. It's more of a knowledge thing. I guess that'd be a wisdom check then. Never mind. Yeah, wisdom check and arcana.
Yay, because my wisdom is higher.
Actually, intelligence for knowledge.
For remembering things wouldn't that be wisdom?
Wisdom is
I am using
no.
charisma. Wait 1 second. Actually, that was wrong. Come on, Pitch. Let's get you inside. You can rest in the room and come on.
Intelligence measures mental acuity, accuracy of recall, and the ability to reason.
Okay, then yeah, the intelligence then. So yeah.
Dang it. Either way, I'm using trying to use persuasion on you, Pitch.
Okay.
It works, and he starts following you.
And Minimus, give me a intelligence as well.
I already did.
I don't see your intelligence. Oh, there it is. It's up there. Ane, you don't really you don't know what he is. The Arcana check makes you think maybe he's definitely not a normal living creature.
I did hear about the Feywild though because he was standing right next to me when he asked about the.
It's obvious that he is a magical something or other, possibly a cursed something. Probably was trying to sneak into some wizard's tower and piss the guy off and turned him into a walking statue thing. Okay, let's not be
I was actually going to tell you, because this is for your character, what they kind of think. Your character, as you remember, especially being a gladiator and going to some other areas, you know that there are constructs that they vary in shapes and sizes and looks, and there have been whispers of actual intelligent constructs that are essentially alive, that have even received baptisms. So you don't know what he is
this
either,
guy
but
is.
that's what you know.
Well, he's definitely cursed. He was cursed by a wizard, or one of the dragon gods, one of the two, as punishment. And he's now out in the world, obviously trying to atone for his misdeeds.
I'm guessing that's in character.
He's just speculating openly.
Yeah. Okay. But you do know about the construct thing. That was kind of the thing I was going to be going with for people who
Yep.
see him.
He doesn't. He didn't even think that. That's not what he's like. Yeah, that might be it, but this is clearly what it really is.
Ana's not really caring the results. She just wants to get him calmed down and okay again.
Yeah. And Ilara, what are you doing?
Picking myself up, obviously.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that you moved out of the way when the guards came over with torches.
Yes. Obviously.
Yes.
I am going to stay out there for a half an hour just to make sure that no more of these things show up, and then he's going back to bed.
Okay. Now since we've taken... I don't want to tweet you. Oh yeah, now I can select you guys individually. Oh, pieces of shite. Okay, so you guys go back to bed. The guards, they tend to the wounded one and go back to their posts. They're a little bit more on edge, but as you guys go back to bed, you get your rest done. Morning comes, and it's about time for you guys to meet up back with the caravan. They're sitting outside. I'm just gonna pull them back out.
Before they leave the room, Ana has a long cloak and offers it to Pitch until she can repair his clasp.
Well, like I said, the clasp wasn't damaged; it just fell off.
Right, but we didn't go look for it, so we have to get a new one now.
Got to be
Because
there
you
in
said
the
it
road.
came off.
I
So
have
she
almost
offers
chance.
her own cloak.
Yeah, I have almost no chance of spotting that at night without any light.
Yeah.
All right. I calm down. I can use this for now. And he uses casts a bit of magic, and then he starts looking like when you first met him. First time he like had his hood down, he looked like a bird, and he does the same thing. He looks like an Aarakocra.
Ane takes his cloak and starts to look through her stuff, see if she has some baubles from her travels that can make this work.
I'll leave that up to you if you have anything that could be considered claspy.
I will work on a thought what Ane would have later. It's bedtime.
Okay. So you guys, you wake up, you get your food, you meet up with the caravan outside. They have some new stuff on the back of their wagons, and they look at you guys like, "Wow, I heard you guys had a bit of an adventure last night. Holy crap, we slept right through that attack. Kind of lucky too. I hate the undead." But we'll leave that here for today. We'll hopefully pick up next week. Hopefully nobody has to cancel again.
Good game.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for coming. It was a good session. And I hope to see everybody next week.
Yep, good game, everyone.
If you like this
Good game.
video, don't forget, like and subscribe. I'm going to plug everything I can. The creator of the overworld map, again, I will be putting links in the description, including a link to her website. She does do commissions. I'll talk to Lady later, see if she does anything like that as well, if she has any links that she wants posted for art. I don't know. I forgot to bring it up earlier. But I'll see everybody next time. Bye-bye!